So Lions friends, today we're going to talk about using the strip model to add fractions with unlike denominators. So let's try 1/2 plus 1/4. First, I see that the denominators are not equal, so I can't add it. I need to find the least common multiple. So I'm going to set up that least common multiple table we talked about today. And I'll put my two denominators here, 2 and 4. And what I'm trying to find is the multiple that they have that's common. Well, I know multiples of 2 are 2 and 4 and, oops, look at that. I know multiples of 4 is 4, so I can stop at 4. And my least common multiple for these would be 4. So I'm going to make a strip diagram with 4 blocks. So here is my 4, this is my whole. It represents a whole. And they said I want to do half of it and add 1/4 of it. So if I split it in half, that means there's 2 on both sides. This would be 1/2. And because it's in 4 parts, I will shade in one more, try to shade it a different way. And this is 1/4. When I look at it, I see that everything is covered except 1/4 of it. So 3/4 of it is the answer. So 1/2 plus 1/4 will equal 3/4. Now let's check that in the way that we did with the algorithm. Remember, we lined it up vertically, 1/2 plus 1/4. And then we know that the common multiple or denominator is 4. So I'll put 4 as the denominator. And then I ask myself, remember, how did I get from 2 to 4? Well, I multiply by 2, and for it to equal 1, it has to be times 2 over 2. And then I multiply it. 1 times 2 is 2, and I already did the 2 times 2 is 4. Then I ask myself, how did I get from 4 to 4? Well, it's the same fraction. So 1/4 is equal to 1/4. When I add them together, now that they're common, I get 3/4. So the strip diagram actually works. Let's try another one. I'm going to try 1/2 plus 1/3. Least common multiple table. I'm going to put my denominators on the table. It's 2 and a 3. The multiples of 2 are 2, 4, 6, and 8. And the multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9. Oh, look, I have one that matches. It's the 6. So my least common multiple for this one is 6. I'm going to make a table with 6 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to first split it in half. So it's 3 on each side. And then my thirds would be, if I split 6 into 3, it's 2 in each box. So I'll do these longer so you can see the thirds. All right. Now, I have to first do a half. And then I'll do this third over here because it looks easier. And it leaves me with 1 that's not shaded. So 5 of them are shaded, so it's 5/6 is the answer. Now let's check it with the algorithm. 1/2 plus 1/3 equals, common denominator is 6. To get from 2 to 6, I multiply by 3, so times 1 would be 3/3. And 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. And to get from 3 to 6, I multiply by 2, so 2/2 is 1. And 1 times 2 is 2. Now that they have like denominators, I can add them. And I will get 5/6. Now, on your graph paper, I want you to try 2/5 plus 3/10. Try it with the strip model and then try to do it with the algorithm. I'm going to start you off by letting you know that when you do the least common multiple, your denominators are going to be 5 and 10. And that you find the multiples for 5 and then the multiples for 10. And then your least common multiple is going to be the number of blocks you use. You partition them into fifths and into tenths, and then shade it in and see what you get for your answer. Good luck, friends. If you have questions, please come prepared with your questions tomorrow. Thanks.